Well, welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, it's not very often that you see TV presenters getting a chance to give a glimpse into their behind-the-scenes lives. And heredity can be an absolute blessing, especially when you've got beautiful mothers and fathers and your children look absolutely amazing. But they can also be a curse, especially when you inherit dark circles under the eyes. Genes are known to be the most common cause of dark circles and puffiness. And this is exactly why I decided to go and visit Dr. Anushka Reddy at her practice in Featherbrook, Johannesburg, to learn more about why I get dark circles and what she could do about it. Take a look. Whenever I think of cosmetic procedures, I generally think of people who are looking to maybe feel or look just that bit younger. However, I'm here today to see Dr. Anushka Reddy about something slightly different.
I will be seeing Danilo today, and I'm very curious to see what his problem is. I know it's related to some genetic factor, so let's see what he has to say and see what I can offer him. So Danilo, lovely to have you here today. So what's a young, gorgeous man like you doing in my office today?
I've always been a firm believer in being authentic, loving who you are, not trying to change who you are. However, I've noticed a genetic problem in my family of late, of dark circles under the eyes and bags. I was wondering whether there was something that we could do to try and reduce the bags and the darkness under the eye.
So unfortunately, you cannot change what you were born with, but we can certainly just tweak it a little bit so that it looks better, you look fresher, and nobody will really know what you've had done. I think that's going to make a nice difference to your face.
Okay, what then does cause the darkness under the eye and the swelling, and what are you thinking from a procedure perspective?
If I look at your bony structure, you can see that it's what we would call retrusive. That means the bones are just pushed a little bit back. So that's what's causing these dark circles under the eyes. And we certainly have a very effective treatment that's going to help get rid of it and give you that fresh appearance.
Is this something that will last forever? Is it a couple of months thing? Do I need to get it renewed? Will the muscles sag afterwards?
In terms of longevity, the product will last anywhere between 9 to 12 months. You must remember, these products are made out of hyaluronic acid. So it's not Botox. This is not Botox we're talking about. Hyaluronic acid is a natural component in your skin. And all I'm doing is replacing something that you've lost as you've gotten older.
Okay, I'm nervous, but I feel like I'm ready. Should we get going?
I feel Danilo's condition is quite a common condition. When you have these tear troughs that are due to genetic predispositions, it can actually worsen as you get older. And I understand that he does not want to change who he is. So as a cosmetic doctor, I'm going to offer him a treatment that's just going to soften those hollows without actually changing his face. So we're going to be looking at treating those hollows under your eyes. What I need to do as well, which is something that we did not speak about, but I need you to understand why I'm suggesting this, is to also add a little bit of volume in your cheeks and put a tiny bit of filler under the cheeks just to support the filler that I put around the eye area. This is just more for support in that area. Plus, I've got something else up my sleeve.
Oh, I don't like surprises.
Oh, Danilo, I'm so sad to tell you this, but you have what we call a cheek neck.
A what?
Oh, let me show you what
this... cheek neck?
I know, let me show you this. So let's just turn the head slightly to the side. So if we have to look at this area, you could see that there's actually no distinction between the cheek and the neck. And in a young, handsome man like you, that's what we want. We want a nice defined jawline. So Danilo, we are going to use two techniques today. The one is using a needle, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Just a little, it's going to be a sharp little sting into the skin. Done deal. Because the product contains anesthetic, you'll be numb in a few minutes. The other technique is using a cannula. Now I make a little incision in the skin with a needle, then I use a thin long tube and I push that under the skin. It's actually not as bad as it sounds.
We're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be fine. Right, let's get going. I use these products to fill in areas that were creating shadows on his face, so that now when you look at his face and when light bounces on his face, it won't actually be absorbed into these shadows and create these dark circles around his eyes. Now it will actually bounce off a surface that has been lifted quite nicely.
Ooh. Cool beans.
You see, it wasn't too bad.
Pinching my cheeks like she's a good auntie.
That's what Indian aunties do.
Yeah, Indian auntie.
Such a good boy.
We did well, everybody.
Yeah.
We did well.
I think the results will exceed Danilo's expectations simply because the hollows under his eyes are something that really bothered him for a long time. So I think we've maintained who he is as a person, we've maintained his look, but we've softened those hollows around his eyes. And I think he'll be very pleased with the outcome. Despite Danilo just wanting to have his eyes treated, I also convinced him to have his jaw enhanced. And I think that's going to give him that nice, firm jawline without actually changing his facial structure too much. So the idea is to actually enhance who he is as a person rather than change him.
I see she also fixed your lip. Hey?
You're rude,
How's
hey?
that?
You're rude. Listen, it was such an incredible experience because like I said, I said on that insert before, and I've always said that I'm always a big advocate of just be natural, be who you are, love who you are as an individual. And I think this was something that I was very nervous to do because I didn't want to be a bad example to young people. I always felt like that was the perception.
Yeah.
But stepping into that room and doing what we did, I realize now why people need to go and consider it, because it's not something that's in my control. You know, looking at the sort of genetic side of, she was talking about concave bones and things, I learned so much more about myself and I feel more confident.
Yeah, and it does look amazing. I mean, I've seen the healing process happen to you gradually, and it looks incredible. As somebody who's also suffered from puffy eyes and dark marks under the eyes, I'd definitely go for that.
Yeah, so maybe you're also somebody who's considering, you've got dark circles under your eyes and perhaps that puffiness as well. If you've got any concerns by genetics, then you obviously would like to get those addressed. And then you can obviously book your appointment today. She's amazing. She made it seem so easy. She joked with me along the way. She pinched my cheeks and made me feel...
Were you terrified?
I was terrified. And she just calmed me down. She told me about the anesthetic in the product. She told me about all the different ingredients. She counted me down. She didn't try to sneak it 1, 2. You know, she really did it properly. And I was really impressed with her.
Amazing.
So please follow her on Instagram as well. She's got a great Instagram account. You can follow Dr. Anushka Reddy. All the updates and especially when it comes to aesthetics treatments, they're all available on her gram. So go check it out.
Coming up after the break, we're back on the couch with singer-songwriter and political activist Jennifer Ferguson. Plus, she'll be performing with a very special guest at the end of the show, so stay tuned.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.